How long have you been working at Subway? Including today, it's been exactly 5 years, 5 months, and 17 days. I started working at Subway on my 16th birthday, which was September 30th, 2015. And honestly, the time flies. Most of you guys know this though, and honestly, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I've basically been at Subway since I was like 3 years old. Here's a picture of me as a child in front of a Subway. So yeah, it's definitely been a journey, and we gotta think of something special to do for the 6-year anniversary, guys. What's the dumbest thing a customer has told you? So while I was working at the old Subway, I had a customer that came in and bought a large fountain soda. You know, all was normal. He got a sub, he got a soda, and he left the store. And then he came in the next day with that same cup, and he didn't order anything. He just went straight to the fountain and tried filling it up. And I was like, hey, what are you doing? And he said he bought it yesterday so he could get the same soda as yesterday. I always wanted to know, but how did your parents end up buying a Subway? So about 40 years ago, my parents immigrated together from Iran to this country. There was war going on in Iran, so they moved here, and my mom got a job at JCPenney, and my dad did construction. For about 10 to 15 years, they saved up enough money so that they could build a business together, and Subway just happened to be one of the cheapest franchises to buy into at the time, so they picked that. 22 years later, here we are. Do your parents only own that one, or do they own more Subways? So we used to actually own another Subway in Little Falls, New Jersey, but we had to shut that one down just because sales were really bad. So we had 2 Subways at the same time, the one in Little Falls and the one in Cedar Grove. But now all there is that one Subway standing. It was honestly kind of madness when we had 2 Subways because I was running back and forth between Subways and working just about every day. But yeah, that Subway in Little Falls will always have a special part of my heart. I'm actually the owner moment. So about a month ago, I had a woman walk into Subway and start complaining to me about all the prices. She was talking to me about how everything is so expensive and how our business is going to go out of business if it keeps being this expensive. At the end, she tells me, you should really tell your boss or whoever owns this place to lower all the prices. And at that moment, I was like, that's my parents. And the look on her face just completely shifted. She basically just trash talked us in front of me for like 5 minutes straight. Milad, what language do you speak? I always wonder. Well, as you can tell right now, I speak English fluently. I also know Farsi because I'm Persian, so to my Persian family, salam, shoma chetorin. And lastly, I do speak a little bit of Spanish. So for all of my Spanish family out there, chupapi muñeño. Hopefully that clears things up. Can you do parents' face reveal? I'll do you one even better. I'll do a parents' sub reveal. This is my dad's Subway sandwich order that he's literally gotten every day for the past 11 years. There's so many ingredients on it that I can't even name them all. And he gave me such specific instructions to make this sandwich. I've shown it once before and I've said it. It looked gross to me at first, but then I tried it. And I gotta say, this was probably one of the best subs I've ever had. Nice sub, Dad. Can we have a story time about a drunk customer? So this took place during the daytime in my old Subway. There was this guy that came into the store. I'm not gonna lie, he didn't look like he was in the best shape, kind of stumbling around, and he made his way to the bathroom and locked the door. I'm not kidding when I say this dude was in the bathroom for a half hour. I would literally be knocking on the door and he wouldn't be saying anything, or he'd just like grunt at me like, And I would say, do you need me to call the police or anything? And he'd just scream, no! And he finally got out and just walked out. What was the funniest question someone ever asked? Some of you guys might not find this funny, but I find it really funny. On multiple times, I've had a person come in that I've never seen before and that I know for a fact has never been to the Subway. And while I'm making the sandwich, they'll usually want more meat or more cheese or whatever. And they'll complain and be like, oh, so you must be new here. And then my response is always, nah, bro, I've been working here for 5 years. You're new here. And then they'll usually just look down and keep ordering the sandwich and go. What are the weirdest ways people have mispronounced your name? This was asked by a fellow Milad, and the pronunciation of my name is Milad, as I just said it. Or some people in my country call it Milad, but I'm a substitute teacher's worst nightmare, let me tell you that. People have called me Mulan, they've called me Milan, people call me Milad, people call me my lad. I've even had people call me Millard. But listen, any way that you pronounce my name, I kinda like it. It's unique and fun, so have fun with it. Does anyone else in your family work behind the counter at Subway? So, in case you didn't know, every single one of my brothers and every person in my family at some point or another have gone through working at the Subway. And to this day, my parents still work at the Subway just about 4 to 5 days a week. My brothers have all retired from the Subway life, so I'm the only child still there. And we do have a few employees on payroll, but we try to keep everybody in the family to be working there. Do only condiments. I dare you. You already know I can't back down from a dare, so these are all the condiments onto a mini sub just because I didn't want to waste bread. And you guys always wonder what condiments we have at my Subway, so we have mayo, barbecue sauce, Caesar, mustard, light mayo, chipotle, honey mustard, ranch, sweet onion sauce, hot sauce, oil and vinegar, and a little bit of guacamole. So yeah, just know Milad never backs down from a dare. Has anyone ever said, "Can I get the usual?" and you have no idea who they are? I had this one time where an older gentleman walked into the store, looked me dead in the eyes and said, "I'll get what I usually get." And I'm just standing there like, I don't know what you usually get. And in my mind, I'm thinking, this has to be a prank, right? I never saw this guy one day in my entire life. So yeah, I made him a sandwich, and as I was ringing him up, he said, "I bet you'll never forget my sandwich ever again because of this." And sir, I have no idea what your sandwich is to this day. What was your happiest day at Subway or your best day? So a few Sundays ago, I had a family that drove 50 minutes to come see me. And this was one of the first times I had fans that drove a far distance come into the store, and it honestly shocked me. They brought such a positive energy into the store, and if I'm being honest, before they arrived, I was kind of in a funk. But then they came to the store and they were laughing with me, they were joking around, and the kids seemed so happy. So by far, that's one of my best days at Subway, and I'll probably remember that day for the rest of my life. Well, I guess it's opposite day. One of my friends on this app, Dylan or TJ LeMay2, asked me if I can make ice cream at Subway. And as most of you know, we don't have ice cream at Subway. So I'm going to make it with tuna. Delicious, right? So I got our tuna ready and I got our veggies inside of the tuna. I chop full just like he would say. And the end result is this Subway tuna ice cream concoction. Honestly, something you'd see at the lunch table. Go check out Dylan. He's linked below. Have police ever came into your store to ask you about an incident or something? So one day on my way to work, I was trying to park in the Subway parking lot, and I was backing in for one of the first times. This was just when I got my license. I accidentally hit the wall with the back of my car, and I was really scared to think about what my parents would say. So I told them that I got rear-ended and it was a hit and run so that they wouldn't question it. Horrible idea. Don't lie to your parents. And basically they told the cop to come in, and I kind of confessed to the cop what happened, and he told my parents. I got in big trouble that day. Has anyone ever walked in and told you that they are the owner of your Subway? No, this has never happened to me before, but I had somebody walk in and tell me that they were from Subway corporate. They started taking pictures around the place the entire time. They asked me to go to the back, and I was like, wait a second, this is kind of sus. So I tell them that I have to call my boss, and I go into the back quickly, and he just tells me out of nowhere, "Oh wait, I don't have to do this. I'm gonna go, okay, thank you." What do you do when you're not working or you have free time? Free time. So I work at Subway about 20 hours a week. I'm a senior in computer science taking 19 credits for my last semester. I make and upload 4 TikToks a day, and that takes some editing if we're being real. And in the past 2 months, I've started a startup with 4 of my friends from school. We're building out a web app, and it's going to be available soon. Oh, and I hang out with friends when I have free time too.